Hello everybody, this is Joe being videos on the Jimmy Master Animatronics, and this is a video of the Tekky Toys Halloween Animated Hovering Ghost, sold at Spirit Halloween. Well, it's online at Spirit Halloween now. Well, this is a later model. Now, there's been two different main, the Hovering Ghost started in 2009. 2009 through 2011... It has changed over the years. The movement has too. And I'm not sure if everyone knows about that. The one they were selling the first 3 years rises up first and then hovers. Rises up and down constantly and hovers. This one rises and hovers at the same time, but it only goes up and down twice. I think. It just sways most of the time. It goes up and down twice. Kind of like the remake Demonica. The old one went up and down 3 times. The new one only went up and down twice with less head movement. That's kind of how this one is. The older one constantly hovered up and down, side to side, the whole activation. But the old Hovering Ghost was also like the older Demonica. It had to rise all the way up for it. It had to rise all the way up first before it starts hovering, or else it won't hover. Just like Demonica, if the 2010 Demonica doesn't rise up, her head doesn't start moving and she doesn't start going up and down. She has to be fully risen and hit the relay switch for it to continue to move. It's the same thing with this one. This one, the remake Demonica, it didn't have to hit the relay switch. It would still turn her head and do everything even if it didn't. The relay switch just turns off the motor when she's fully risen on the new one. But the old Demonica, that activates her other motor sequences. Same with this Hovering Ghost. This newer one doesn't have to hit the relay switches to continue to move. The old one did. So, I've been looking for a new, older one. I still do have the 2010 one. The 29 and 2010 one, I can't use the bases because apparently the wiring got switched around on the boards on them. Because I've tried doing it before, but they don't work with each other's bodies or boards or bases. But my old one stopped swaying side to side. Like, something's wrong with the mechanism that makes it sway. Like, something got jammed in it. I don't know if it's the motor, but now it's got missing pieces. So this one is now, this is still being sold on Spirit for $59.99. So maybe when they're closer to being sold out or so, I'll get another one and just take the swaying mechanism out of the new one and put it in the old one to make that one work again. I also have the life-size one that rises up to 7 feet. There's 2 versions of those too. There's the older one that just rises up first and then hovers, and then the one I have is the newer 2012 one. That 2012 is when they changed that hovering movement. This, by the looks of this box style, these brown boxes with these are newer. I think these started in 2015 or 16. They might have started last year, actually. These are fairly new, because even the Moonshine Zombie Barrel, the ones they started selling online, just had this kind of a box. But the ones that were sold in stores had pictures and dialogue all over the box. It had the green slime writing, Hovering Ghost, all over it, and then the pictures and the descriptions, so they did change. Anyways, we're gonna set it up now on camera, and it's actually a small box. See, the first 2009 and 2010, it was $50 at Spirit. It's now $59.99. And it was at Target in 2010 as well for $40. That's where I got my second one from. Because my first one, I accidentally fried the sound on. I plugged in a 12-volt adapter and it fried the sound. So then I got a new one the next year. It lasted a long time, too. It died... It died in 2014, I think. Somewhere around there. I tried fixing it. I tried, the motor seemed fine. It just, whenever I put the mechanism back together that makes it slide back and forth, it doesn't move. You can't even force move it. Like, it's completely jammed. Like, I couldn't find what was wrong with it. This one's setup is pretty simple. You just connect the feet, twist this. I don't know, the first one I got of these in 2009, my dad had to set it up for me because it was the first item I got that required a setup. So I guess that's why, but and I think he didn't, it took him a while too, I think. And this part right here, this part you don't cut off, you keep that on. Part 3. My Party America might still have another one of the life-size ones because I got mine there in 2015, and last year when I was there, they still had the other one. So I don't know if it's going to be on sale, but if it is, I might pick that one up too. The batteries are going to corrode eventually if someone doesn't. And the life-size one, in 2011 there was one at a Halloween store called Haunted Highway 666, and it was $130. I think it was $150 at Party America. It might have been on sale when I got it. I don't remember if it was on sale or not. Okay, and this one, the head snaps into place. I think the older one twisted to lock into place. And then you gotta plug in the little wire harness back here that makes the eyes light up. I like the way the eyes are on this one because it's an evil shape, so it's kind of cool. It's also foot pad activated, or if it's sound activated, and if it doesn't hear a sound, it goes off every 2 minutes. Another timer prop. I miss when Tekky used to put timers, but again, I really wish that they would have made the timers a separate setting because I hate that being on the sound sensor setting. It's obvious that's going to over-activate the prop if it's both on one setting. Because if it hears a sound, that starts the timer over. But if it doesn't hear a sound, then it goes off 2 minutes. So it's just too much. And this one's got the newer step pad jack. Of course, the older one had the harness slot. So like I said, I might, if it goes on sale or is about to be discontinued, I'll probably get another one and take the side to side mechanism out and put it on the, because the old one will still work. Like, due to the side to side not moving on the other one, it's causing the whole thing to malfunction and just completely turn off. Like, it'll go up and then it'll you know, it does go all the way up, so then it keeps rising up and down. But like with it not moving side to side, I think the motor wires are still connected, so it's still trying to, but it can't turn at all. And that's causing it to malfunction, so it just turns off and resets and starts over again. And the ones that are timer based, as soon as you turn them on, they start automatically. So it keeps trying to start over and over again. And then every time it goes up and down, it just turns off and resets. So it's causing it to malfunction. So it's going to have to, because I don't think I'm going to find an older one cheap anytime soon. I mean, if they pop up on eBay, the older ones tend to be really expensive. And they're still selling the new stock ones on eBay. I just want one of the small old ones and one of the small new ones because, I don't know, they're cool. They're loud. These are loud too. It's really, and of course the older items don't have volume switch. They didn't really, other than the movement, nothing else changed in it over the years. Tekky kept their older stuff the same that they remade, like John Doe, because that's the newer style John Doe, and this is the newer hovering Ghost, and they kept it all the same with no volume control. Still the timer, which is surprising. So they probably used, I don't know. Anyways, it's on now. See, it hovers and rises at the same time. And then it stays up and it hovers. The older one would keep going up and down and hovering at the same time. This one, I told you, it just kind of, yeah. So yeah, like I said, this one, like when it's up, it just hovers a couple seconds and then it goes down. The other one, every time it rises up, it automatically goes right back down and then right back up and hovers. Like I said, just watch older videos of it. I really want to make a comparison video, but if you are very observant and just watch some videos, you'll see the difference. And you let me know if you notice the difference too, because which one do you like better, the older one, the older style movement one, or the newer one? I want to hear your guys' opinion about that. I think they're both cool. I'm not really sure which one to go with. I mean, the old one's original, so obviously I guess I kind of prefer that, but you know, other people's opinions are different. And the arms are cool. You can pose them in many different positions and it always looks cool. And this one, when it goes back down, that last moaning sound it does, ooh. The old one, it wouldn't stop doing it until it hits the relay switch. So it rises when it does ooh, it rises up and then it goes back down, and it does that same soundtrack about 4 or 5 times until it's finally down, and then it resets. So it does that soundtrack like 5 times. This one only does it 1 time. They kind of fixed it so it gets back down in time, so it shuts itself off. Just another theme like the old Demonica, the 2011 one rises up at the very end of the activation and then goes down, whereas the remake one is already down before the activation stops. So yeah, it's basically the same thing. They remade both of these characters. So here we go again. So yeah, like I said, that last noise that it does there, the old one rises up one last time, and then it goes back down and continues to do that noise until it fully turns off. So yeah, again, just check out some videos of both and just compare them and tell me what you think, which one you think is better. And like I said, when I ever get my old one fixed, I'll be sure to make a side-by-side comparison so you can easily see the difference. And there was something else I was gonna say. I have to think for a second. I kind of go in blank space. Oh God, I can't remember now. Oh, damn it. I can't think of what I was gonna say. There was something else I was gonna say about it. Oh yeah, you should I like where I had my old one displayed the last year that I did the garage display for Halloween. Type in Joe Bean Videos Halloween Garage 2012, and I had him on like a shelf in the garage. There was a bunch of little tabletop items, and then the ghost was in the corner of the shelf, and he rises up first, and then starts. It just looked cool where he was, and then in 2010 he was just kind of in front of, like, kind of next to Deadlift Zombie. He was cool where he was there too. Hovering Ghost this is the one that you can almost use in like any spot. Like the small one, you can fit him on shelves. You can make him rise from behind a gravestone. This one can be used, like the life-size one. I mean, not so, oh, there his timer goes. The life-size one, not as much. But this one can go like almost anywhere, like a blacklight room. The big one could go in a blacklight room, but these smaller ones can go almost anywhere. So it's really cool. See those red evil eyes. And And I just like him because he's a classic ghost, you know. They don't really make a lot of big, cool classic ghosts anymore, and it's cool, you know. That's what I like about this. It's just a unique classic ghost. Yeah, it's an evil ghost, but it's still a classic ghost, you know. Nothing, you know. So it's a little nice that, I think that's a little cool. But anyways, I think that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and like I said, tell me what you guys think about this. What do you like, the old one, the new one better? Which one do you like better? I mean, just tell me your thoughts. So yeah, see you guys in the next video.